The major issues that bedevil young ministers right now is the issue of sexual sin. So one of the things we need to do as believers on how to handle, or as ministers on how to handle this, is to set major boundaries. Major boundaries concerning our private life. We should know that there's a difference between a friend, a mentee, and an acquaintance.
Regarding sexual temptation, one of the things we should look about is strong accountability. First of all, with those ahead of us, there must be somebody that you are looking up to, that you can talk to about if at all you're having a struggle in that regard. All right, that can actually keep watch over you. Another thing I should also say is that sincerity is very needed if a young minister is going to live above sexual
morality.
Yes, you get it, like fall into sexual sin. He should be able to open up himself to this level of these people that he wants to be accountable to, and let them know the times where he is having issue with lust. So that period they can also
help him.
They can put, yes, nobody visiting you this period, that kind of stuff. So,
one of the major issues that bedevil young ministers right now is the issue of sexual sin. How ministers handle sexual advances from ladies. You know, it's a logical standpoint that when somebody is good at something, if you're good at a particular thing, ladies tend to always want to gravitate towards you. Ladies want a superstar. If everybody's a footballer, they want the person who scores goals the most. So being in a church setting, the pastor is always the target. The pastor is always what every lady wants to have as a spouse. Or
I think I heard the man of God said that the anointing attracts like what they call it, that attracts fly. That is how it attracts ladies also.
Yes, I think it's in the Bible. I think the Bible was talking about concerning David. He said, because of the anointing upon your head, therefore the maidens love thee. So it's actually scriptural. So I think that's one of the major issues. So one of the things we need to do as believers on how to handle, or as ministers on how to handle this, is to set major boundaries. Major boundaries concerning our private life. We should know that there's a difference between a friend, a mentee, and an acquaintance. I think we should actually set those kind of boundaries. Jesus in his work in ministry, we saw how that Jesus actually did that in his work. They were the multitude. We had the 12 disciples. Within the 12 disciples, we had the 3. Peter, James, and John. And then from the 3, we had John the beloved. You understand? So there's always boundaries that every ministers have to constantly set, especially when it has to do with the opposite sex. So what do you think about that?
And I think regarding sexual temptation, one of the things we should look about is strong accountability. First of all, with those ahead of us, there must be somebody that you are looking up to, that you can talk to about if at all you're having a struggle in that regard. All right, that can actually keep watch over you, both spiritually, and also if the person is like your pastor, you can actually have access to physically.
Every pastor should be pastored.
Yes, true. But the accountability does not also end there. You should also proceed to friends. I remember when was a particular city, my guys were around, my friends, and you're having maybe a lady coming to visit you, for an example. So most of the time, what we do is that we call a brother to also come around. Or if it's possible the brother is not around, you just call the brother and tell him, so and so person is coming to my house, at so and so it's about, give me a call. So that system has a way that it keeps you in check. All right. So there have to be like an accountability structure that you have. And another thing I should also say is that sincerity is very needed if a young minister is going to live above sexual
morality.
Yes, you get it, like fall into sexual sin. He should be able to open up himself to this level of these people that he wants to be accountable to, and let them know the times where he is having issues with lust. So that period they can also
help him.
They can put nobody visiting you this period. That kind of stuff. So,
and I for one, I feel I don't like the idea of a young minister doing maybe counseling with a lady at home.
Yes, true.
It's always better to meet somewhere else. No, don't say you are doing counseling unless if the person is not your friend. This is a counsel. That's why I said the boundaries should be there. When you are doing counseling with a lady, you cannot be counseling a lady and just the both of you are inside the room. Or you are going to visit the lady just in her house, just the both of you. It's not an advisable thing to do.
The young minister must remember that he's not a Superman.
It's true.
Yes, nobody's Superman.
We are not.
There's no Superman.
Blood they work us.
Yes, exactly. Something is working in your veins that reminds you that you are human.
So
you must learn to avoid, like James said, appearances of evil. Yes, there are situations he can even put himself into. For example, let us talk about in this regard some kind of conversations you should not have with the opposite sex. Some time also of the day you should not have conversation with the opposite
Yes,
sex.
at a particular time of the day.
Mostly into the night.
At about 8-9
yes.
p.m.
So
Yeah, very correct.
because they always have this stuff that they say that feelings build at night when you have this kind
It's
of
true.
long
It's
conversations.
very true.
So those kind of things are things that you should also look forward towards to avoiding as
Okay.
regarding that. That will help guide you and put you in check.